And many people in the defence world think we are simply not spending enough. And even our Defence Secretary, John Healey, who you'll be working closely with now, has admitted we wouldn't be ready to fight a war. Now, that's a pretty startling admission. It doesn't give us much confidence.
Well, particularly on Remembrance Weekend, our servicemen and women will always be ready to fulfil their duty and to serve their country for whatever they're asked to do. What I think we've been clear about is that the world is getting more dangerous and more complex since the end of the Cold War.
But plenty of people who have followed this closely, whether it's Ben Wallace, the former Defence Secretary, or Lord Sedwell, who used to be the Security Advisor and the Cabinet Secretary, there does seem to be a consensus that right now our military has been hollowed out. There's a lot of investment, a lot of armaments that have gone to Ukraine. That means there are shortages here. There aren't enough people being recruited. Do you acknowledge, as things stand, that our capacity is under real pressure?
So I think what's clear is we've been honest in saying that we want to strengthen our armed forces.
And how important is that they need to be strengthened in this dangerous moment?
It's incredibly important, but it's in lots of different ways. So when you think you're in an era which is a little bit more peaceful, you might take risk on your stockpiles, and that might be a sensible thing to do. As it gets more dangerous, you clearly need deeper stockpiles. That's something that we need to do and we're investing in. We also need to learn the lessons of what's happening around the world. So if you look at Ukraine, we need to be better at taking technology and getting it into our armed forces and into the hands of our sailors, soldiers, aviators, so they can use it on the front line in a much more effective and quicker way than we can currently do. That means you also need to have a stronger relationship with industry, and you need to have the capacity in industry to be able to respond. And then the other piece, which is absolutely crucial, is how you blend all of that with your allies and partners.
Darren Jones, the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, is also with us on the programme. You may want to decline this, but just to give you the opportunity to give a message to the Treasury's Chief Bean Counter, you'd like more money, wouldn't you, in reality?
So I don't think it will be a surprise to the Chancellor, the Prime Minister, the Defence Secretary, that the Chief of Defence Staff would always want more money for defence. But I think what I could say to the Chief Secretary is that we want to really invest in the mechanism that the government's got to address these issues. That's a defence review alongside a spending review. And the crucial thing for people like me and the other chiefs is that we get things into balance. The ambition of the nation and the Prime Minister against the resources to match that ambition.